Welcome to Big Ten in 10, Big Ten Women's Soccer in 10 minutes, where we visit with every coach from all 14 teams and a distinguished alumni. Today, we're talking Illinois women's soccer, and what a treat. My broadcast partner, Jackie, Santa, Katarina, Manny, one of the all-time greats for Illinois, Vanessa, Dibernardo, and then one of the legends of the game, the first female to be inducted in the United Soccer Coaches Honor Award, the great Janet Rayfield, now in her 19th season. Welcome to all three of you. Great to be with you.
Thanks, Dean. Thanks for having us. Thanks, Jackie, for being here. And Vanessa, same thing. This couldn't be more pleasing for me to have these two on. And Dean, you've been a legend in the broadcast, so this is just a pleasure for me.
Well, we're honored to hear that from you, Janet. And you've got a lot more in your tank as you get going. And obviously, it's a difficult time right now, but just talk about what's coming, because you got a new stadium coming. Exciting times for Illinois women's soccer.
Yeah, in spite of everything, I don't think I could be more energized about, what the future of Illinois soccer is looking like. We've got a great stadium. We go out, train every day, and see the construction, and the surface is just amazing, and a scoreboard so it's just an exciting time. Recruiting's going really well for us. I think people have bought into what's happening here at Illinois, not just with soccer, but just with the athletic department all around. I walked down and new track going in, and baseball's. It's just a really exciting time for Illinois soccer. And I know Jackie and Vanessa are going to come back and be so proud of where their program is going and where it's gone.
I can't run into or talk to anybody without people putting a smile on their face when you mention the name Janet Rayfield. You just have so much integrity in your reputation, and you're just a really awesome human being. I can't say enough good things about you, but I know each year you kind of have a different mantra or slogan that you get the group to really buy into. But have you kind of had a consistent theme throughout your whole tenure there that you've really tried to push year after year?
Yeah, I think anybody who graduated probably knows honesty, integrity, excellence is going to come out of my mouth at least 100 times a year. And that's really kind of the core foundational values that we've had. And that's where we start. But I think the other part of that is to really give each team the freedom to have an identity of their own. And so, every team talks about outside of that, what's their core values and who are they going to be? And some years discipline takes a little bit stronger vibe, and sometimes it's competitiveness. And I think this year, we talked about our DNA a little bit, and we talked about being invested and united. I think a lot of that has to do with just the things that are going on. And if we're going to get through this, it really has to be together. And that's been a real strong push. Just the unity and the gratitude have been two really big things, because it's a little bit different year than it has been. But the honesty, integrity, excellence, that's who I am. And that's going to stay with my program forever.
Vanessa, I feel so blessed in my role as a play-by-play guy, because BTN launches, and then I see Jackie, Santa, Katarina just blustering all the midfields, blowing them up. She was tenacious. And then a few years later, you come in, and I've never seen anybody so creative on the ball. And it reminded me of your dad's days at Indiana. Talk about why you decided to bring your flair and creativity to Illinois.
Yeah, I think when you start looking at schools, you're young. And when I came to Illinois on a visit, I just felt so comfortable there. I think it felt right for me. And my dad played at Indiana, so obviously there was a little thought to go there just because my dad went there and had such a career there. But Illinois just was the right fit for me, and it just felt right when I was there. And I had a great experience there, so I was very happy going to Illinois.
Vanessa, can you talk about the jump between college and then going into the professional level and what that's been like?
Yeah, it's definitely a different level, but I think at Illinois, just the competitiveness and the honesty and integrity and all the discipline there, I think really prepared me for that jump. I think just allowing to push yourself in that environment, in the college environment, and then it's just another level when you get to the professional level. But I think the preparation that Illinois gave me really allowed the transition to be kind of smooth.
Yeah, and I want to ask you about her transition. You heard me talk about her creativity and flair. She was next level with that. She has brought that to the next level as a pro.
I think the true test of a great player, I think, is how they make the players around them great. And, I think when you jump to the pro level, and she did that here at Illinois, no doubt about that. But I think when you jump to the pro level and you're surrounded players like Sam Kerr and Nagasaki, playing next to, someone with Vanessa's flair and creativity, and then you put those players around her, it just allows that creativity to be even that much more special, because now you've got players that are on that same level and are reading you and can, you can play a ball into them that they can deal with. It doesn't even have to be perfect sometimes, because they're, but I can't even imagine what thoughts go through your mind when you're playing, you're thinking about playing balls into Sam Kerr, or, you're playing with Julie Ertz. And, so I think the pro level has just allowed that creativity to blossom even further. And that's what's so fun about it. In my opinion, when you take Vanessa off the field, the Red Stars aren't as good. And to me, it's not because just she's missing, but because her ability to make others better is missing.
Janet, let's go back to kind of current team. In terms of future seasons, what are the focuses? What do you need to build upon? What needs to improve?
Yeah, I think we've got to get more consistent. I think you look at our last season, and we had a great non-conference season. We beat Duke, we did, some of those sorts of things. And then, and then we come and we beat Pepperdine the next year. But we haven't been able to sustain that over a full season. And I think that's going to be really important for us. And a lot of that has to do with goal scoring, I think. The later you get in the season, the more teams get to scout you. And I think we've got some real young players coming in. I think McKenna Silver's coming into her own. What she did over quarantine time to get herself ready and how she's training right now is phenomenal. So, I'm really excited about what that holds. And I think we're deeper than we've been, and that will help with our consistency as you go through a college season.
Vanessa, seeing Jackie and then hearing Janet talk about the current team, kind of going back to my first question, it's got to take you down memory lane. Can you pick out your best moment playing for the Illini?
It's tough, but I think I have one distinct. Winning the Big Ten tournament when we were playing at Northwestern was just a special, I think, environment. And I think just because we were at Northwestern, we had a lot of players at the time from the Chicagoland area. It just felt like a home game for us. And we played Penn State in the final. So just a rivalry there. But that just memory, I think, stands out. It's hard not to.
And you have to kind of relive the end of that game, Dean. So we're up 1-0, and Penn State scores after Vanessa gets tackled in our penalty box, and she's still on the ground. And they don't stop play, and so they go down, and Vanessa's still kind of writhing in the penalty box with the ankle thing, and so they score and tie it up. So then Vanessa's out, and we're in overtime, and I'm like, can you go, can you not? And I'm like, look, I'm just going to put you up front so you don't get in the mix of things. Just find an opportunity to put a ball on frame. And we put her back in the game, and she's kind of half limping and whatnot, but that exactly happened. Somebody gets her a ball near the top of the box, and she buries one to win the game. So it has special moments for more than just because we won a championship to me, but it is one of my favorite Vanessa moments, even because I remember looking at her and going, you can do this, just get up front and do your thing. So special moment for me too, V.
Dana, last one for me. Kind of from when you started coaching to now, how have you seen the Big Ten evolve in terms of players, the product on the field, just the level in general?
Yeah, I think what's really changed the most is the depth of the conference and the quality of teams, players, coaches from top to bottom. I think if you look around the country, there's a lot of good conferences that their top 5 teams are good. And then, there's kind of some results that you kind of know are going to happen throughout the year. I think there is no given Big Ten game and Big Ten outcome. It doesn't matter and again, Penn State's had their success, and, it doesn't matter who's playing who. I think on any given day, the quality of competition is such that it's a toss up. It's an unknown game. And years ago, I don't think that was the case. You had the games, okay, all right, now we got to get ready for this game, and it's going to be a little more competitive. But the consistency across the conference, and I think that's the investment by all of the programs, and especially I think in just the investment in coaching and supporting those coaches in a way that allows them to put a good product on the field.
Finally, Vanessa, as we wrap it up, as the voice of the North Carolina Courage, I still get to see you work your magic. Promise me that you're going to keep playing forever and ever, because I love saying your name.
I'll give you a few more years, but I can't promise forever.
You are magical indeed. Janet Rayfield, one of the legends of the game. Vanessa Dibernardo, Illinois women's soccer, Big 10 and 10. Thank you so much for being with us.